Alright, so here we are. We're drawing closer to the end of the build. And today, taillights. So right here we have the original Zuma taillight that comes in the models delivered to Australia, America and some other countries. And here we have the JDM inspired taillight. Alright, so why are we changing the taillights? Quite simply, these ones look a bit goofy. I don't think they were ever intended to come with a bike, but it's kind of what Yamaha had to do, and they do it with all their bikes when they get delivered to other markets. I think there's a law on how far the indicators have to be apart. So this is what they come up with. Look, fair enough, no problem at all. We can always swap it with something aesthetically more pleasing. Alright, so before we go ahead and just mount the JDM taillight, we have to make some modifications to the rack, because the original taillight bolts to the back of the rack, a bracket on the back of the rack, and by removing the taillight, the indicators, you still have that bracket and it will get in the way of this light and look even stupider. So we've got to cut it all out, and that's going to give me the option or the opportunity to refinish the luggage rack, because it is looking a bit secondhand. There are scratches in the paint, is a little bit rusty here and there. So the only other thing left to do is we have to build a little harness adapters to go from the back of the JDM light to the back of the harness in the Zuma. The only thing left to do now is get busy with the grinder and let's see where it takes us. Alright, so we've stripped down the luggage rack. The taillight mount normally sits this way, and there you can see that nice bracket that will clearly get in the way, and it will look even stupider if we leave it on the bike. Here's some of the components here and the indicators. Make sure you keep these aside. These ones are actually quite good. They're not damaged or anything, so they will be used for another project coming up. Maybe another Zuma, maybe something else. We'll just have to wait and see. But the next thing to do is get cutting. Now, I have a little Dremel here. I have given it an absolute hiding over the years, so this might be its last hurrah. I might cut out just these little tack welds that are in there, and hopefully it will come free without much to resistance, and then we're good to rock and roll. Alright, let's put the safety goggles on, the ear goggles on, and let's get into it. Okay, I think that's going to be it for the cutting. I'll show you what I've done. So there's a spot weld just here, or a tack. So I was able to get the Dremel in there. And then on both the sides, I could get the Dremel up there. Now there is this bit between the two that I can't get. But I think if I start bending it, it will fatigue and crack and give way. So that's pretty much what I'm up to. So we'll turn him over, try and bend him a bit, and he should, with any luck, fatigue and break off right where I've done the relief cuts, I hope. Almost gonna go. There we go. And that's what we have left. The only thing to do now is to clean it up, and for that I'm going to use a die grinder, probably a variety of bits. It's still going to be quite tight to get it in there, and then clean it up a bit more, give it a lick of paint, and it's ready to be reinstalled back on the back of the Zuma. After much sanding, much grinding, here we are with the finished results. And I think you will agree it is pretty good. Alright, so you'll notice there is a fair bit of exposed metal. After, what, 30 odd years, I suppose, 20 years, whatever it is, there was a little bit of surface rust in there, so I took the opportunity to take it all out. So that being said, when you paint it, you do have to paint it with a bit of etch primer. Now this just makes sure the paint adheres to the metal. Without this, the paint will eventually flake off. So do it once, do it right, a little bit of etch primer before you put the color coat on. For this one, we're not going to paint it black. There's a bit of a hint here on the table to my right, but alrighty, now it's time to mount the JDM tail light. Now I have made these little harnesses that just connect to the original harness. I did have to chop the middle plug, only really to get at this. I could have bought one, but hey, I don't think I'm going to use that tail light again. And look, if I do use it, I can always just get one of these plugs and rewire it up. And now we should be able to mount it on the back of the bike. Alright, a bit of an update. We live, we learn, and I should be transparent, absolutely. The stand repair that you saw me do back in the previous episode where I fixed the stand has just failed. So here is the bike, supported. And that's what the stand currently looks like. It does work, but it should probably only be used as a temporary fix until you either swap out your case or bolt a side mount stand on it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. Okay, the light's back in now, and this is the finished scooter. Alright, that's it. The scooter is fully registered, it's fully back together, it's fully complete for now. Time to take it for its first ride. Let's see how it goes.
There's no more left in it. No good.